Welcome, Sagittarius, to your winter-summer solstice reading, where in the northern hemisphere, we're tilted away from the sun, and the southern hemisphere is tilted toward. So in this reading, we're going to be asking Spirit just what they'd like us to know that we, during this 3-month solstice period, are tipping away from, and what are we tipping toward. And all of the cards I'm using in the reading are listed in the description box of the video down below. So if you are attracted to any of these and you want them for yourself, you know where you can pick those up. Now, the first two decks we're going to look at are going to be what we're tipping toward. So, Sagittarius, we're going to look at the Sacred Destiny Oracle first and see what Spirit wants you to know that you're tipping toward. So, for Sagittarius, what would you like them to know? All right. This one right here. And you have courage. So you're tipping toward courage. I like it. We'll put that down here. And let's see what message comes in for you. So this is a rocky seashore, and it says the waves crash again and again on the rugged, rocky shore. And yet these ancient rocks face each storm with strength and fortitude. They are strong beyond measure. When the waves are gentle, they stand strong. And when the great storms arrive, they remain strong. They never falter. This card signifies that an enduring, everlasting, passionate courage in the depth of your being is arising. There's nothing that you can't confront and face. You are a warrior of the light. And this sacred landscape wants you to know, step forward, throw your shoulders back and stand up for yourself with passion. Speak up for those less fortunate. Be impeccable in all your actions. This isn't the time to be timid and pull back. Don't be limited by the beliefs of others. Use your passion to make a difference. Courage doesn't mean that you aren't afraid. Fearless means fearless. Acknowledge your fear and take action anyway. Make a stand. You are strong and powerful and have great valor within you. Very Sagittarian, and I love that for you. So definitely taking a leap, taking a movement forward, having courage to move toward what is coming here for you. We're also going to pull from the Sacred Forest as well and see what else Spirit wants you to know that you're tipping toward. So what else for Sagittarius? All right, I really feel like that one right there. And you've got the Dragonfly Spirit with change. Well, yeah, evidently there's change coming, huh? And that is card number 12. We'll put that right here. And let's see what, we'll open right to it. What message comes here? It says, you watch the dragonfly whisk across the surface of the forest pond with elegance and grace. Her iridescent wings and body shine in a kaleidoscope of colors, depending on how the light falls on her. She hovers, flies backward, and even darts upside down with seeming delight. So this card is letting you know that it's all right to change directions. It's okay to change your mind. You do not need to be consistent at every turn. This is the time to put the traditions and expectations of others aside. Instead, you are called to create your own traditions. You are free to express yourself and let your spirit fly. Dragonflies are acrobats of the sky. Not only can they fly backward, they fly upside down and turn 360 degrees, and while looking graceful as they do so. Dragonfly Spirit urges you to take on her same fearless daring. It says it right there. Fearless. Go beyond predictable behavior. Just because something has always been done a certain way doesn't mean that it needs to continue to be done that way. While you can't control the exact circumstances of your life, you can control what meaning you give to them. Select meanings that empower you, for this is the time to be carefree, wild, and unpredictable. Dragonflies are ancient, taking to the skies 300 to 350 million years ago. They've adapted through millennia and thus survived when many creatures have not. And these masters of change are a reminder that change will heal you. And the spirit of the dragonfly says, be willing to change your perspective, and good fortune will follow. Sometimes you need to back up to go forward. As people get older, they find it harder to change. So to activate youthfulness, be willing to make change without hesitation. Yep, here comes the courage. So you definitely have a movement of some kind that is happening in your life, but nothing to be afraid of. I mean, you can fear less around it because you know it's unfolding for you, whatever's coming your way. Next, we're going to pull from these archetype cards from Carolyn Miss, and these have both light attributes and shadow attributes. And the light attributes, of course, will be what you are tipping toward, and then the shadow attribute is what you're tipping away from. All right, so for Sagittarius, what else would you like them to know, please? All right. And you have the shapeshifter. Yeah, things are shifting for sure. And the light attribute, this is about having skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness and the ability to see the potential in everything. So as this goes forward again, seeing there's potential, whatever comes our way, like the dragonfly, it adapts to and looks at it in a different way than it had before, seeing it as potential possibilities rather than restrictions and problems, right? And the shadow attribute that you're tipping away from is projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. So making it all about the old ways of looking at things and having these changes go, okay, I'm going to manipulate this to fit in with my supposed to, my should, my need to, which are really rooted in fear, instead of tipping it towards and allowing yourself to shift into this change that's being directed by the universe. So I like that. And then we're also going to pull from the Power of Surrender deck and see what else you're tipping away from here. All right. So what else for Sagittarius, please? All right. That's the one right there. You got surrender, obsessive thinking. Yes. So that's kind of what we're talking about there. It's like it has to be this specific way. If you're obsessing about a person or a situation, turn the dilemma over to spirit. Doing so will help bring you clarity or even solve the problem. So, yeah, definitely these are about being tied to something as supposed to, should, and being obsessed that it has to be a certain way. This is allowing things to change, because if the dragonfly goes, no, it has to be this way, they would have died instead of evolved, right? So I like where this is heading. And now that we have an idea of what we're tipping away from and tipping toward, we're going to pull a card here from the Enchanted Map Oracle. And this is just spirit letting you know what you're going to be able to do with this change during the solstice. It is over this entire 3-month period from around December 21st to around March 21st or so. Right, that's your card here. And you have the Dry Desert, card number 31. And I like that. When you first look at that, you're just like, oh no, not the dry desert, but it's part of the plan, right? It says, dig deep for inspiration and truth. Now is the time to become resilient and adaptable? Is your life presenting you with opportunities that seem to yield nothing? Have your ideas dried up? Does it feel like you're on an endless journey through a dry, hot, lifeless desert? Well, this card reminds you that there are times when you're meant to become resilient as your journey through harsher circumstances unfolds. You're being required to conserve your energy until after consistent effort you reach the oasis that you're searching for. Consider the creatures that live in these conditions. They've adapted to thrive in spite of the outer environment, like the dragonfly. In a desert, water, essential for life, can be found deep underground. So go deep within yourself now and find your truth there. Let spirit sustain you while you locate the real source, capital S source. Whatever it is you're asking about will not be found in the conditions you're in until you move past the surface of things and choose to do the real work and discover the answers deep within you. This may not seem like the most productive time, but looks are deceiving. This is a most important place to find what's truly right for you. Yes, so definitely this adapting, this changing with the stuff that's coming, having the courage to shift, the shapeshifter, the dragonfly, all of this, that even though it might appear to be like this deserty, horrible place, every situation has its beauty. And I feel like this is a big piece of what you're going to be looking at. We're also going to look at the tarot of dreams. Let's see what else Spirit has for you, Sagittarius. But I like it. I like it. So what else for Sagittarius, please? And I feel like that one too. All right. These three. And then those two. All right, so let's take a look at these. So these first two, you've got the Ten of Swords. Yeah, swords are thoughts, beliefs, mindsets, attitudes, expectations. The Ten of Swords, they're not dead. They're exhausted, trying to live up to all this obsessive thinking. When we're in fear, we obsess. We're trying to make sure that all of these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts are done, because if it doesn't happen, we have all these fears of what it means about us and other people and blah, 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 right? Well, this 10 is great because it means you are ready to let go of that obsessive thinking and embrace new ways of thinking. You're letting the have to, like we're adapting. Instead of it has to be this way, you're cutting away thoughts and beliefs and mindsets to make it your life more open to possibilities, your heart open to more possibilities, your mind open to more possibility. Yeah. And here's the Chariot. So you have movement and victory that comes in here, and the power of choice. But I feel it's more that there's this movement. You got to move it, right? And there's this change that's happening. But I like that they brought the victory card in to let you know that this change is definitely for your benefit. And it's unfolding in a beautiful way. Kind of feel like it's going to happen fast with that Chariot. We'll see what else we have here. Yeah, you have the Fool card. So new beginning, ending of an old cycle and beginning of new things. So we knew that with the Ten of Swords. And of course, we knew that before too. But there is this fresh start, this new beginning that happens in your life with this change. It's just like letting so much of the old ways, doing what you always did and getting what you always got, you're leaving that behind and you're moving in this new direction. Yeah, and you have the moon. Moon has cycles, so follow the moon cycles during this time. And, every season has its brightness, every season has its darkness with the dark moon, the full moons. And I feel like there's this, with the moon and the Fool card coming out so close together, both being major arcana, with, of course, this one too, This is significant change. This is really deep diving and understanding what it is you want in your life. And as this rattling comes and it shakes your foundation a bit, you are looking at, different ways of looking at things. This huge mirror, there's this huge reflection that happens where it just makes you realize what you truly want in your life a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. A lot of clarity coming in for you. Yeah, and emotional stability. The Four of Cups is coming in. So things that you got on the outside world weren't really pleasing so much, and you were okay with whatever transformation and transition is that's happening here. It's just like there's this, boredom of the things of the outside world, of the old ways of doing things. And you're just like, I'm just tired. I'm sick and tired, like that Ten of Swords. Sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. I'm ready to drop this stuff. I'm ready for something so passionate, so new, that you find deep within your own heart. Yeah, and then you have the Four of Cups, you have the Four of Coins. So stability here, definitely in emotions and in your outside world coming in here. Think of fours as a huge table with four huge legs. It's a very solid foundation. And this is the Pentacles, which is the outside world, and also in your worth and how you relate it to the outside world. So you've got stable outside world and stable emotions coming in here. And then you have the Judgment card, which is your higher self here, calling your human self into this deeper relationship. And that makes sense that it rolls out into here you feel like your world is full and you feel like your mind is solid, because you are developing this relationship with your higher self who tells you who they are, and that you're so much more than this human. You are a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being who's made of unconditional love. And you are powerful and eternal, and allows you to really put things into perspective. And you fear less as you discover that, but you also become more stable in so many different areas of your life. Yeah, Three of Cups is a joy and celebration card, but it's also a calling card for your spiritual posse from up above. In fact, I'm going to put it right here because it's with your higher self. You really are developing and knowing that you have this posse of support of guardian angels and spirit guides and loved ones on the other side and ancestors, just this whole slew of beings of unconditional love and light that have your back. When you're doing the work, they're right there with you, helping you and assisting you, giving you messages, giving you loving support as well. Yeah. And you have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, in addition to ruling over fire, she's given a portion of water, which makes her very intuitive. And so, again, a card of communicating with the higher realms and where they, with all those beings that are around you. She also has very powerful energy. She's able to super focus her energy and get stuff done, because wherever she points that wand is what expands. And when she needs a question answered, she does her research, but she also immediately asks Spirit, well, what do you think? Should I go this way or this way? And they'll say, yeah, take a right. That's for your highest good. And she'll do it. And people are like, oh my God, how can you just decide that way? And it's because she's developed this beautiful relationship with her higher self and the higher realms. So I really, really, really like this for you, Sagittarius. So as you go throughout this and this shift is changing, trust your gut, trust your intuition, develop this relationship with your higher self to where you're turning down the fear noise more and more and more, and you're turning up your connection with the spirit world, because you will not go wrong with them when you connect to them and ask them for their advice. They definitely will give it to you unless you're in a period of silence where you asked before you came down here. During this period of my life, I want you guys to pretend that you're not around me so that I can learn this piece. And they're like, all right, but they're just standing there kind of giggling, waiting for the time period to go open so they can be all blah, 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 blah again. But you are never, ever, ever alone. But if it seems like they've gone silent, it's because you asked them to before you came down here for a period of time, to let them do it on your own. It's like, when a 2-year-old wants to pour milk for the first time into a glass or into their cereal bowl. you're like, okay, I'm right here if you need help. And you get the mop and you get the paper towels and get ready to clean up a mess, right? Because they're about to just let it go crazy. All right. Well, that's what they have for you, Sagittarius. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these messages, I also put out pick a card readings, weekly and monthly readings by each individual zodiac sign, and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and get updated immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up by clicking the like button, and then by clicking the subscribe button, you're given access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, there is an option for all. If you select it, two things happen. One, you'll be notified immediately when videos come out. Two, you also will be notified when I go live on YouTube to provide free readings. I currently go live every night and then also Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings. In addition to that, doing those things helps spread the Zen love, and it does help my channel grow in significant ways. Because when you like or share one of my videos, comment on one of my videos, subscribe to my channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so crazy, giddy excited. It wants to automatically share the videos of my channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of that stuff, please know I am very, very grateful. These are general readings. If you're looking for even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box of the video down below. All right, Sagittarius, as you go through this solstice, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and Father of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing solstice. We'll be talking much sooner than the end because that's 3 months from now. But I will be in touch soon. And in the meantime, you take care of yourself and you take care.